Hi guys, welcome to Life Abroad. And on this channel, I talk about fun places that I have visited and I find therapeutic for people to distress. I also talk about school, job, business opportunities, and everything in between that I think will help anybody living abroad to navigate smoothly. So if this is something you think you are interested in, please do consider subscribing to this channel, like my videos, comment, share for others to benefit. Today's episode is a continuation of the part one of the Finland series in quotes. So in this video, we are going to delve deeper into how to make the application process, how to go through the application process. I mean, school or university course application process. So guys, stay tuned. You mentioned that the vocational training is free. So can a
Yeah,
foreigner apply for that and
yeah,
come and just study without having to pay tuition?
yes, yes. It's open for international students. So there are actually some vocational institution which actually programs which actually is done in English. So vocational programs like IT, mechanical engineering, to be a cook, to be a cleaner, to be a waiter, to be a bar attendant. Uh, there are so many different programs which actually are under the vocational institutions, which actually are free. And
You don't pay for tuition
you
at
don't pay
all.
tuition at all. So you just apply, and maybe after during the meeting, I would switch and share my screen for you to see some of the programs. And I think
Yeah, yeah, that'd be helpful.
even tomorrow there's one program starting with the cook program. So like to be a chef, and it's open to international students. And you just apply with just your, if you're from Ghana, that means you need your SSC or WASI at secondary school level. And then you need to have a passport, perhaps, the biographic data passport where you have your name and all those picture thing. That is two. And you need
Mm,
your lingo. That's what I was talking about for all vocational institutions. You need
yeah.
to have that one also. And then I think those are the three. What else? There's one other thing I've forgotten, but those are the major ones. Yes. And then you just apply, and that is all. When I switch the screen, perhaps I could share it now, and then we
Yeah,
just
please do. Please do. Because I believe that definitely you also have to express some interest in the area that you're coming to train in. For example, if you want to become a chef, you
yes,
definitely need to show that you are a chef, this is what you are interested in, and this is what you do, and this is what you want to be. So the need for the training.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's very interesting. That would be an interesting pathway. But I believe that vocational training is something that everybody should have, you know, some experience in. You should,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all should have some exposure one way or the other in some vocation.
yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So Vimea is one of the vocational institutions. So this we applying for. So if you could read, it says that instructions, we offer instructions for international students in English language. So the program is actually done in English language. And these are the programs for international students. You can have a cook, waiter or waitress, mechanic, mechanical fitter, or later welder. So these are all under what do you call it, the English language courses. And entry requirements. So for this current year, the entry requirements is just the general entry requirements for other other. So this is like a general thing. You need a motivational. You need to be motivated. It's not that you need a motivational letter. You need to be somebody who is motivated to want to do this.
Study.
Yes, and you need to have educational need that okay, you've done that is the WASI or that level that we need to have to apply to a vocational institution. You need to be in good health and have adequate language skills. These are what you need to have. Specifics, you need to be 18 years. That was, yes, exactly what I was looking for. You need to be above 18 years. And then you have to have the English language. So your certificate has to be in English language. From Ghana, we do have that already. And then there's a Duolingo English test I was actually talking about. So you need to have the Duolingo English test and your ID, which is a passport. And that is all. That is all you need. And then requirement for resident permit, that is after. When you are selected, you just need to show that you have enough funds to live in Finland. And that is all that you need. And that is all that you need. So in applying itself, as you can see, your school certificates, your work certificate, if you've done any work in this area before, you just tell your maybe you are a cook in any restaurant. You tell your restaurant manager to just write a letter for you to show that, okay, I work here, this is what I do and all that. You just write English language test and then your passport. These are the only 4 things that you need, nothing else. And then you just apply. And currently there is tomorrow, I think tomorrow, 2nd May, that is tomorrow. 2nd May, there is an application that is open for cook and the waiter services. And the various other mechanical ones also comes in December. There's other, so that you can see all the planned schedules for your application where you can actually apply to the various programs that you want. And
so this website, sorry, the Vamia website that you've just opened, is it a particular institution or it's a general website?
Yes, very good. So this is one particular institution that I've just opened. This is just one of them. Okay. So there are other ones. There are other different ones. So let me show you. So this is the Duolingo English test that I was referring to, which I said is necessary that you need to do. Okay.
Yeah.
There is this Riveria is also another vocational institution which you can also apply to. And they also have English-based courses for vocational institutions. And all their websites said that if it's in Finnish, if you open and it's in Finnish, you can just change it to English language, and then the whole website changes to English language for you to be able to navigate also through it. And it said that when you just open for international applicants, you just click there, and then it sends you to all the details that you need as an international applicant, all that you need to have, or all that you need to know about it. So the various vocational programs that they have cleaning and property services. So if you want to be a cleaning and property service personnel, then you apply from there. Food preparation, somebody who wants to be a cook or a waitress in that regards also can come in the restaurant and catering services. The social and health services. So if you want to be like a health assistant, so you're not coming as a registered nurse, but a diploma nurse, as we have in Ghana. That is called the health assistant, and that is under the social and health care. So you can see from here, these are some of the various applications, but this is coming later, so it's not yet open. If you come to the site and it's showing that it's open, you get to know that it's open. And you can read from here, so the next application is in somewhere in August. Yes, August. So it's almost, usually Finland has a very short window application period. As you can see from here, it's just almost like 14 days. It's always 14 days application period. For masters, for the bachelor's degree, for diploma, it's always 14 days application period. So it's more of like
is it once a year? Usually, is it just once a year or?
Yes, yeah. So most often it's 2 times in a year. The first one usually comes somewhere in March, and the second one comes somewhere in August. So those are usually 2 times a year. And as example is what I just showed you with this cook program. It's such that they are, see, due to limited resources, the application is limited to only 500 per program. So the application form is closed after we've received 500 applications. So it's first come, first served. So the earlier you apply, the better you'll be able to get into the program. So after the first 500 people who have applied, then they end the application period. That is, so even though they've given you a number of 14 days, after the 500 application has been received, and the end application period. So this is almost for everybody in Finland, both those who speak Finnish and those who are English speaking students. So anybody can be selected into this application period. Okay.
And I also saw from the website, the Rivera website, that the training period is within 2 to 3 years.
Yes, yes, very good. So it depends on the program that you are going to offer, you are going to take. So this is 2 to 3 years. So usually they give you a range because depending on what you in Finland, they have options of you determining how you want your pace of your studies to go. So maybe they tell you in one semester you're supposed to do somewhere like maybe 20 credit hours. I can decide I want to do 30 credit hours. I want to do 30 CT, and then I'll do more than I want to expect it to do, and then I can do. I can decide that, okay, you said 20, but I'll do 15. Yes. So you can extend your stay, your number of years you want to study, but they have always a limit. Okay, so if it's for a 2-year program, you can extend it to 1-year program. You can extend it by 1. So that's why they've written 2 to 3. So if you actually follow the main curriculum level, you would finish in 2 years, but you are allowed to extend it to 3 years if you want to increase the number of study time that you want to use. Yes.
So now, why would I want to come and take a vocational training in Finland? Does it warrant an opportunity to work after the training?
Yes. So most of the vocational programs are such that they are really sought after in that sense because in Finland, unlike other countries like the US and the UK, where you would say that their infrastructures are so much that they don't have enough vast land to continuously bring up new things. Finland wasn't so much open to international people or immigrants into the system some years back. So their infrastructure was enough to cater for the whole people that they had. But now since more people are entering into the system, they are also building more new facilities, more new buildings just to accommodate people who are actually coming into the system now from other countries. And hence, most of these vocational hands-on programs are very sought after by companies and other job providing agencies because especially in Finland, just like in almost European countries, there are shortage of nurses. So healthcare nurses are very much important. And since also the aging population in Finland is such that there are more aged people than the young people. So the healthcare system is really necessary. It's really should I say, understaffed. So there's more people needed in these areas. And the restaurants, the cleaning, the building, the mechanical, these are areas which they need more people. So it's very, should I say, it's one of the best places. I would say that if you are an international student and you want to enter into Finland, it's one of the best places you need to look out for to enter into Finland. Because of course it comes with free tuition, comes with free food. So why not choose that one? But if it's not that, you want to go for a higher degree, and go for a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or perhaps a PhD. So if you want to do perhaps a bachelor's or a master's degree, this is the platform that you need to go to. It's called the Study Info. So in Finland, all courses, all everything that you need to know in Finland when it comes to applying for school can be found here in this particular area. You can see which applications are ended, which ones are coming later, and it's said that it gives you the opportunity to make the selection very easy. Where if you the search filter, so the search filter gives you okay what type of education you want to do. It has all the various forms. If you want to do a vocational education training, you can choose that. If you want to do an applied sciences program, you can do that. If you want to do a university study program, so there are two. there is what we call the Applied Sciences University programs, and then we have the University Study programs. So university study programs are such that in Finland, most universities, that's the mainstream universities and not the applied universities, only offer English programs in the level of the master's and the PhD level, only for English programs. That is where you can have English programs. But if you want to do a bachelor's degree in English or a vocational degree in English, then you have to go to an applied sciences university or a vocational university or a vocational institution. Those are the places or the level that you can have English as your language of instruction. So you can come here and select the language. If you want to select English, then you select English. So you see, programs which are in English are almost 1,233 programs. So that is a lot of programs, which every applicant who is in Ghana can apply to any of these programs. And in Finland,
Ghana, Nigeria, I mean, all the other countries.
Everybody from any country that has English as one of their main language, even if it's not your main language, international language like French from Cameroon or any other place, and you have good English language skills, and it's a good opportunity for you to apply to this country, any of these programs. You just select this one, and it streamlines your options such that it gives you the programs which are actually streamlined to your filter. So now let's go to fees. You see that there's also study programs free of charge, and there's 313 programs. That is English and also free of charge. So that is almost 313 programs which are actually free of charge and also in English. Study programs with registration fees is this amount. So usually it's not actually, these people are not actually with paying school fees, but they just pay registration fees. Yeah. And these ones are for those from non-EU citizens which are doing the bachelor's and master's program. So those ones are also there. So depending on what you choose, then you're able to get options as to what program you want to do. There's so many. So if you play around it in this platform, you get so many things that you can actually want to do.
So the website is called what? Study Info.
The Study Info, yes. The website is Study Info. When you just type in Study Info, it will just bring you to Study Info Pistafi. It will just directly send you to this page.
I will leave the link in my description box for anybody that will be interested to explore more and probably has interest in going to study in Finland. So I'll leave that in my description box. I won't forget that. Well, thank you so much, Kwame. I think this has been very, very insightful. And I remember you were talking about the fact that for the vocational training institutions, you just need to prove that you have enough resources or finance to take care of yourself while in Finland. Do you know how much we are looking at if someone is to stay for 2 years, let's say 2 years?
Yeah, so if you're coming to Finland, so usually they'll tell you to prove funds for just 1 year. You don't need to prove funds for more than 1 year. So even if your course is for 5 years, you still prove funds for just 1 year. And for each month, they expect you to have 530 euros. So at the end of the year, you expect to somewhere have somewhere around 6,700 euros, I think so. So not more than 7,000 euros. So if you have a funds of 7,000 euros, that is 7,000 euros, yes. Around 7,000 euros, that will take care of your funds. That shows that you'll be able to stay in Finland for 1 year.
Yeah. While in school, can someone still be working? Can the students still be working?
Very good question. Yeah. So in most international students, almost everyone, let me put that, not even most, everyone do a side hustle just to pay the school fees, to pay the rent and everything. So when you come, but when you are coming, usually you just have to have some money on you before you get, you settle yourself.
Settled in, yeah.
Settle in. So you need.
It's very important. You have to make yourself useful to your country, to wherever you find yourself, so that yeah, you just need to be resourceful.
Yes,
That's
and
it.
it's actually very important because when you are done with school and you want to renew your permit, when you already have a job secured and working, you can renew your permit on the basis that you have completed school and you have work. And then the permit that they give you, you don't need to be given the permit that you are searching for work. So you are given a permit that you already have work. And that is a 4-year continuous permit. So 4-year continuous permit is like, so when you after school and you get a 4-year continuous permit, right after that permit ends, you are qualified for the passport, and you are qualified for permanent resident if you don't want a passport. So once you have your work after school, then it's almost like a cool job for you to get your final papers in that regard, if that is what you are aiming for.
Wow. So, if someone loses the opportunity to stay in Finland, I mean, I'm even thinking, how would that happen? When is there a chance that someone can lose the opportunity to stay in Finland? If that happens, how long was the grace period before you either leave or you find a reason to stay again?
Yeah, so Finland, one thing that I would say is that Finland accommodates us most often the international community a lot, that they not they are not in an instant wanting you to move out of the country once you come inside. So let me take an example. So I come in with the aim of coming for studies, and then I'm not good with my studies. Then I secure a job. I renew my permit on the basis of I have a job. Now, even though I've lost my permit on the basis of I'm coming to study, I have a permit on the basis of me having a job. So I still stay inside until you are actually not ready to stay. Even if you are given a letter that okay, so your permit has ended, and then you don't have any other reason or to say that you want to renew your permit. They give you a time period before you need to leave. So within that time period, if you're a serious person, of course, you're going to find a job. And then when you find a job, you can renew your permit on that basis that you have a job. So it's not so much that they are not so much into the fact that they want to suck you out of the country. They want you
And
to.
how many months are we talking about here? How long would they give
It
you
depends.
before?
It depends on the situation. It depends on what you are actually being required to leave for. Yes. If it's on a criminal case, then of course that one you need to go. No matter how much you want to change your situation, then if it's on a criminal case, you need to go. But if it's on the basis like maybe you came with your husband and then you had to divorce, yes. When you come with your husband and then you have the same certificate and then you divorce, it doesn't mean that you are going outrightly. You can decide to go to school and apply for education. Then if you get admission, then you can renew your permit on that. If you have a job already, if you come in and then you secure a job, you can change your permit from marital spouse permit to a working permit, and that is also a means of you getting it. So it's usually because I know of somebody who had a change in this kind of perspective, and then it took a while before even it went any further than where there's a need for a person to move out of the country. So you just have to change. You yourself have to find a way of you changing the situation for your own good. Yeah. So there is no defined. I wouldn't say there's a defined time where they say, okay, you have 1 month, 2 months to leave. No, they wouldn't pursue you out. They will just leave you there until, even if my permit expires and I've not renewed it, I can still continue my work. And then they are given a grace, you are told to renew your permits also. Like they will send you reminders that you're supposed to renew. If I think after 3 months and you not renew your permit, then that's when they can send you a letter of that you are supposed to leave the country, that kind of thing. Yes. But
Oh, okay.
if you are able to renew your permit within that time, there's no, and that permit application, you don't need the money to apply. It just, I think the cost of renewal of permit is €6. You can just put in the application and just let them reject it. The fact that you put in the application, you're allowed to stay. So it's just, okay, you don't have any basis to stay, but you put in the application because your permit has ended. And then you tell them, okay, you're looking for a job. They'll give you a permit of about 1 year to look for a job. Yes, so there's no situation where you'd say that I came to Finland and they've sacked me back. It's hardly heard in any way. It's until maybe you've done something previous and you are told to leave the country. Apart from that, then there's nothing there that would make the government want to take you out of the system.
Wow. So what happens to students who have gone through the educational system, now they've finished? Do you get a decent job to do over there, or is just the cleaning and the construction? Is there any, I'm not saying, not to say that those jobs are not decent,
Yeah,
but what I mean by decent is that, that kind of white collar jobs where
yeah,
you
yeah,
sit
yeah,
in the office, you do the kind of jobs that you studied for.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
get it like that?
Yeah,
As
there's opportunity of you getting these kind of jobs. It depends on where you want to work in. As I said, the main language of work in Finland is Finnish. So that is where the difference comes in. If you're an English speaking person and then you want to work in an English speaking company, then 100%, of course, you can get into it. I was working in an English speaking company. I didn't need to have Finnish language because it wasn't necessary. Yes. So that one is there. If I want to work in a Finnish setting where it needs Finnish language, like if I want to work in the healthcare system, you need to have a Finnish language. It's a requirement. So without that, it's more difficult for you to get any employment opportunity in that area. But the government have made it such that you are given all the resources to be able to get these positions after you've learned your language. So I am an optometrist from Ghana. I have my certificates from Ghana. I just presented my certificate to the Ministry of Health that, okay, I've schooled in Ghana for this number of years, this is my study curriculum, this is my certificate and all that. They verify your certificate and see that, okay, it matches with their own study curriculum. Hence, it's equivalent. So you don't need to study all over again, but you just need to know how to speak the language and to be able to perform the same processes or the same procedures right here in Finland. So the only requirement I need to do is to study the language, and then I'll get the same opportunity to practice what I was practicing in Ghana in here. The same with medicine. Some of my friends who actually were medical doctors in Ghana actually do the same thing. They just change their certificates, study the Finnish language, and then they are working in the hospitals. So those are the instances. There are other companies like FinVector. FinVector is English speaking. So the main production language is English language. So even though there's Finnish is a Finnish company, but the main production language is English language. So you don't need to have Finnish language in quotes so much. Yes, you
yeah.
could just apply there, and then if you get a employment over there, you just put to work inside. There's also all these positions I've said are white collar jobs in a way. Yeah, but the other ones which you don't need language, as you said, cleaning, cook, and all those kind of things, you don't need the language so much. So it's easy for you to get into these ones without you bothering about so much language studies. Yeah, so those ones are also there. Depending on what you want to do, yes, there is opportunity for you to have a good job done here.
So from what you're saying, it means that you would advise anybody that wants to come in to learn the language with all seriousness.
Yeah, and that is the most important thing. If you really want to stay in a country where the language is different, learning the language is very important. To navigate, to make it easier, it is best to learn the language. Yes. Of course, if there are people who have lived there for 10 years and they don't speak the language, yes, it doesn't change, it doesn't matter. You can stay here for 10 years without speaking the language and then you'll be fine. But if you want to improve on your opportunity level, what you need to be able to do at the same time, then the language is important. And also remember that the language is important for you to get a passport. For you to get a passport, you must know how to speak either Finnish language or the Swedish language, not English. They are thinking of revising the situation to make English part, but as it stands now, it's Finnish and Swedish.
Thank you very much, Kwame, for having time with me. Thank you. I do appreciate it. So guys, this is all you need to know before you go to Finland. If it's something you're interested in, if you want to go and study there, if you want to go and work there, you might want to listen to this video, put down your comments, your questions in the comment section. Let me know what you think, what other questions you would like to have answered, and I will do my best to get you all the answers that you need. So thank you once again for watching. Please consider subscribing to Life Abroad, and I have a lot more videos to show you. Thank you again, Kwame. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.